Here at 4, we have some new details about major transportation changes. One of the area's largest school districts, St. Louis Public Schools, now says it expects about 1,700 students to take metro buses to school this year. This comes as the contract with its previous school bus company ends. At a school board meeting just last night, we learned the district is coming up with a new safety plan because of all these transportation changes. One part of that is mobile SLPS officers scoping out areas around certain bus paths in the morning and afternoon. The district also says it's developing a new safety program to provide additional monitoring on metro buses. Now, SLPS is also using smaller vehicles to get other students to and from schools. We now know that all of those will have some kind of SLPS signage, which is currently in the works right now. By the end of the week, families should hear from the district about the new transportation options for their families. There will also be a community meeting on August 6th at Vashon High School, and that meeting will start at 6 p.m.